Evaluation in education. Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Sania Mughal, roll number 82, and I'm going to talk about evaluation in education. This topic is assigned by Sir Muhammad Luqman Pawar, and he teaches us monitoring and evaluation in educational management. And our class is B.Ed 1.5 morning. I hope you will like my video. Before coming to definitions of evaluation, we must know the origin of this word. It is said that this term has two origins. First is expected from French language. In French language, evaluation means appraising or valuing, while other origin is from Latin language valor, which means to be strong, be well, be of value, or be worth it. Now let's discuss evaluation in general perspective. First, an evaluation is a methodical providing information that is credible, reliable, and useful to enable the incorporation of lessons learned into decision-making process of users and funders. Means evaluation is actually a method which provides us information which is very useful in taking decisions. Means it provides us that information which enable us to take appropriate or correct decisions. The second definition is a data reduction process that involves the collection of large amount of data which are analyzed and synthesized into an overall judgment of worth or merit. Means it is a process through which we collect large amount of data. After getting such huge information, we synthesize it, we analyze it, we critically evaluate it, then we make judgments on it. Means it is very useful. It means it provides us very useful information on which we make judgments, and those judgment is of worth or merit. Now let's understand evaluation in education. There are several scholars and researchers who have defined evaluation differently. Some of the famous definitions I will be discussing here. First is Weir and Roberts, 1994. They say, in the field of education, evaluation means measuring or observing the process to judge or to determine it for its value by comparing it to others or some kinds of standard. Means in context of education, evaluations means measurement and how that measurement is done by comparing employees or students with each other or with some standard. Means there is an yardstick is made against which students are judged, or they are judged against each other. So that's how evaluation is done in education. Second definition is by Howard and Denock, 2015. They say evaluation is comparing students' achievement with other students or with a set of standards. As I also mentioned earlier, it is similar as Weir and Roberts says. In evaluation, what we do, we actually compare students with each other, that who is better than who, and where is some students are lacking, who need improvement, who needed to be promoted in next class, who is credible to perform certain task, and or who is not. And this comparison is not always done against each others, but this is usually done with a standard. For instance, We set standards like A1 grade or percentages. These we make standards. Then we evaluate students according to those standards. Like if a student is getting 80%, then we award him or her A1 grade. If he is getting 60%, we award them B grade. So these are standards we are making, and that's how we are comparing or measuring them. Third definition is by Horavetova Sokol 2013. Evaluation is an organic part of education process when not only the results achieved compared with target are evaluated, but also the very process through which the goals and results have been achieved. The main participant of the education process, the teacher and the student, are also part of these evaluation processes. Now he has talked something different. First, evaluation is an organic part, means it is very essential part of any educational program, without which educational program is not possible. And what is done in evaluation? According to Horavetova, it is a process on which we analyze that how far our goals or objectives we have achieved. Means there is an objective and goal behind every educational program. So we are going to analyze how far we have been achieved. And he has also discussed one more point, the teacher. We always think that we only evaluate students, but it is not true. When we analyze, evaluation also is done to know how far teacher has remained successful in teaching or in getting things done properly. So evaluation is basically done to evaluate performance of both students and teachers. It is not only done to evaluate students but also teachers. Most of us get often confused between assessment and evaluation. They mix up the assessment and evaluation, but there is a certain difference between assessment and evaluation needed to be clear. So let us see the difference. Assessment and evaluation. Assessment, the process of collecting, reviewing and using data for the purpose of improvement in the current performance is called assessment. A process of passing judgment on the basis of defining criteria and evidence is called evaluation. Means assessment is only a process through which we collect data and we look at how something has been done. Evaluation is a process on which judgment is made. Okay. Second, assessment is diagnostic in nature as it tends to identify areas of improvement. Evaluation is judgmental because it aims at providing an overall grade. Means we do assessment for improvement. We assess things to look whether where we are lacking, which methodologies are being successful, how far students are able to pass any exam, how far they have learned anything. Okay, so we are basically we are doing assessment to look for the faults and then we improve it. But in evaluation we do judgment that this student is passed, this teacher has performed well. We are making judgment about it. Assessment, it provides feedbacks on performance and ways to enhance performance in future. It ascertain whether the standards are met or not. Means the basic purpose of assessment is to give feedback, is to tell teachers and students that which area they needed to be put more focus, where. Okay, And in evaluation it ascertains whether the standards are met or not. Means in evaluation we are just telling them that you have been successful or not. Okay. Assessment, it is concerned with process. Evaluation, it is concerned with product. Means assessment is process, assessment is ongoing, it is formative. Means we are continuously doing assessment through class tests, through semester tests, or different things, because if we don't do assessment, then we will never be knowing that whether we are close to our objectives or not. So it is always ongoing. But evaluation is concerned with product. Means it is always done at the end of any educational program to see that whether we have achieved our goal or not. Okay. As this picture is also telling much about assessment and evaluation. Assessment is to increase quality, evaluation is to judge quality. Okay. So this picture clears the difference between assessment and evaluation. Now let's discuss about goal and purpose of educational evaluation. It helps us to know that how far we have remained successful in achieving our objectives or desired educational results. So we have discussed a lot about it in the previous slide, so I don't think I need to clarify it more here. So let's come on second point. It tells how much progress a student has made in attaining the skills, knowledge and competence. So easy. Means we just evaluate that how students performance has been modified, or how far students has achieved what we want them to achieve or learn. It informs teachers that what methodologies are more suitable and guide for mandatory changes for future improvements. Means it tells teacher about pedagogy, that what thing they should apply or administer in class to get more fruitful results. It evaluates that authenticity and usefulness of course content which is used to carry educational program. Simply, it guides that what should be taught and what should not be. This is new point. It evaluates the authenticity and usefulness of course content. Means evaluation also help us to understand that the material which we use as a helping guide for teaching our students, that whether that material is being useful, is authentic or not. Because if we are teaching through any unauthentic or the topics which students can't relate, or the content which is not aligned with our methodologies, or is not aligned with our educational goals or objective. For instance, there is a class of English, okay, and in English we intended to teach our students speaking skills, but the course material we are using to teach speaking is based on writing skills, which include exercises which that are purely related to writing skills. So our purpose will not be fulfilled by that material. So it is evaluation also help us to understand and evaluate, and it is that whether which course should be used to teach our students and which course should not, and if there is any topic which need to be revised, or which need to be deleted from the course content, so we should do it and adjust more and more useful course content in it. Grading and marking system motivate students to improve themselves and perform better. We think this in our common life, like students, when they are being rewarded in terms of marks or grade, they motivate. everyone wants to get good marks, so they put extra efforts in studies to get that first position or second position. So it basically persuades them to study more and with more concentration and energy. It gives sense of certainty and clarity regarding all educational activities and infer that what should be continued and where should be changes made if necessary. So educational evaluation is basically drive educational program. It makes things clear, because if we are doing things, if we are teaching and teaching and teaching and the students are learning and learning without evaluation, we will not be able to understand that whether where they are going, whether things are going well or not. Evaluation is mandatory to understand this. It guides authorities regarding effectiveness of implemented curriculum. Same as I talk about syllabus. Curriculum is a broader term than a syllabus or the material. So it also help us to understand that the activities we are being implementing for students to learn, whether they are successful or not, the experiences we are giving them, whether they are useful or not, which the methodologies we are asking our teachers to apply, whether they are useful or not. So evaluation also help us to understand how far our curriculum is up to date and is being advantageous or not. It ensures merit and identify that what and which capabilities or skills are present in a student, so that he and she can be placed at appropriate position job in future. Means it ensure means when it simply means the future of any nations depend on students. So evaluation help us to identify those students that are capable to perform any task because when they are going to apply for any job, so we will be needing any certified mark sheet or any certified degree which tell the business which tell the job creators that whether any specific student carries those skills or not. Because for making them employees and making them fit in the society, we need any certain proof, and that certain proof we take from the evaluation. Evaluation and feedback create sense of achievement in student, which ultimately persuade them to study and give them valid reason for studying. Otherwise, it will difficult to persuade students for studying. Means when we evaluate students and when we give them marks or any reward or any something, so it gives them sense of achievement. If we don't do it, then they will not be able to understand that what was the purpose of their efforts or what was the purpose of all this teaching and learning thing. So it creates sense of achievements in them and led them to study. It runs overall educational program because the entire planning system, appraisal, testing, schedule, co-curricular, extracurricular activities are designed in relation to it. Yeah, the points I have mentioned above, these all are things are relying on evaluation. So it basically runs overall educational program. It makes educational program systematic and organized, yeah, because we design our policies according to the evaluation, that how are we going to evaluate. So we design our policies in that way, we design our schedule in that way, and it makes everything systematic and organized. Types of evaluation in education. Different writers has different opinions about types. There are several types of evaluation, but major types I am going to discuss here. Placement evaluation. This is done for placing a student in different department, field or classes according to their level or knowledge. This is mostly done before commencement of any new educational program. I think this is very clear. Placement, the word placement tells it is actually done to place students according to their skills. And a good example is pre-entry test. In pre-entry test, students are judged, and only those students are being selected which are being capable, and rest all are rejected. Summative evaluation. Most scholars believe that it is assessment, not evaluation, but most scholars also believe that it is also an evaluation. It is usually done at the end of any semester or any program, and on which a judgment is being done. Examples is annual examination, semester exams, or the end of classroom exam, and this all. Norm reference test. This is done to make judgment of students against each other. In this type of evaluation, students' abilities are compared with each other, on which decisions are made. Then who is more capable to whom? Examination, class examination means in this type of evaluation, students are judged against each other. Okay, means one student, the ability of one student is compared with ability of other students, or the performance of one student is compared with the performance of other one. So that's how. Criterion reference test. In this type of test, students are judged against set criteria. In this type of evaluation, it is analyzed whether students are able to reach at set standard or not. IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, GAT, etc. Like it is also very easy. Like in IELTS, TOEFL, in all these exams, there is a standard set. Like if we look at the example of IELTS, there are 4 skills which are being judged, and there is a definite pattern and definite standards, and students are evaluated according to those standards. Like if they are able to reach at those standards or not. So in criterion reference test, we basically evaluate students according to any set criteria. Potential aptitude evaluation. In this type, it is analyzed that whether any specific trait is developed in students or not. In this type, basically students are judged or evaluated to analyze it whether any specific trait is present in them or not, like any specific skill or any specific potential. Like this is usually done in sports, or usually done in any specific competition like drawing or something else. There are several competitions being held in different schools. So they basically try to find out the potential students, and then they send them to compete in those competitions. So this is basically a potential and aptitude evaluation. Critical perspective. Like we have seen that evaluation plays a very vital role in our education. Without evaluation, our education is not possible, but it has some drawbacks. Which drawbacks? First, it puts serious psychological impact on students. In studies of washback or backwash, we can evaluate that it creates anxiety among students and often demotivate them for studying. Some students even go under depression and lose their confidence and consider themselves losers for the rest of their life. Like in pre-entry tests or in high-stake tests like CSS or IELTS or GRE, we have seen serious consequences. Like students get very much anxious and take things very seriously. So it put a great barrier on their psychology, and they get depressed and several psychological issues occur. So it has a very negative backwash. Second, in this era when we have theories like multiple intelligence, our educational institutions still fail to implement such theories in conducting evaluation process. Students are still evaluated on same traditional evaluations models, which test specific abilities of specific students and marginalize majority of students. For instance, some students have ability to expressively write and present ideas, while some can only write main points, while some have ability to present their ideas through pictures, diagrams, sketches, but our evaluation system does not allow to present answer in creative way, which is fair and just with students having different abilities. Like simple, we have students with different abilities, but our evaluation pattern does not encompass all different patterns. We just only evaluate writing skills, we just evaluate some skills, and those skills are present only in some students, not in everyone. If some students are not good in writing, but they may be good in speaking, but we are not evaluating that. And this is a case with every subject and everything. So we have to basically modify our testing pattern so that we can incorporate several testing, skill testing, approaches, in which we could realize that which ability is present in which student and where they are lacking, so we can help them too. Third, evaluation has led students and teachers to study specific content from which they are going to be evaluated. It has developed a mind of a student that you have to pass a specific test, and it should not only be taken as ultimate goal, rather to understand and basic purpose of education, which is bigger than qualifying a mere exam. Means now if you look around, students just study to pass the exam. The main goal of education is not being achieved, so it is a very negative impact, because if main goal of education is not being achieved, so the purpose of all educational program will be unsuccessful, or will be a wastage of time. So we should we should not just make a student to focus on passing an exam, but we should make students to learn something, to develop something in them, and we should create their positive behavior, and we should generate the beneficial citizens of the society. Fourth is, it creates competition among students and make them rival. Grading and marking led students to create jealousy with each other. Those who get good marks consider themselves superior than his or her fellows, so it develop very negative behavior in students. So basically it creates sense of jealousy and rivalry among students. Students want to get positions, so this position creates a severe competition among them. So that's how they does not become a companion, but end up being a enemy. So this is a very negative impact. Last, it promotes standard, as we are living in a society which is very diverse in terms of culture and language, ideology. So in this backdrop, these theories should be promoted, which are very much pluralistic and multiculturalist in nature, but it has been observed due to political pressure and for maintaining power of powerful people, only those things are standardized which are things of powerful, and values or cultures of powerless people are considered as low or barbaric, and the purpose of is successfully being achieved through evaluation. For instance, take the example of English language. English language is no doubt English has utmost importance in our society. We can't deny the role of English in today's society, but we are through evaluation we are only promoting the standards norm, and we are marginalizing the people who are powerless. We are marginalizing their language, we are marginalizing their culture, we are marginalizing them, and we make them feel that they are less important than the things being evaluated in examination. So we should incorporate those strategies in evaluation which does not promote any specific standard or specifically any powerful standard. We should try to make our evaluation system more multiculturalist or multi-pluralistic, in which we could have multi-voices, in which we could have a reflection of our culture, in which we could have reflection of our minorities, in which we could have reflection of our minor cultures, so that the students and teachers both understand and value each other, and value our minor, and value who are not in power. because and it creates sense and it will create sense and love among them. So, conclusion. Education program cannot function without systematic evaluation process. It is essential part, but we can only take desired result if the concern mentioned in critical overview are also addressed. Moreover, authorities should try to make evaluation process more and more effective so that our education system can execute quality students who can be beneficial for our nation and serve in the best interest of our country. So, we can achieve good result by implementing the good evaluative approaches. If it is been done, so we can say that our educational program has achieved its goal to its fullest. So I hope I have made things some clear, some concept will be clear. So Allah Hafiz, thank you.